Hi, my name is Nate Regier. I'm CEO of Next Element and one of the co-developers of Leading Out of Drama. I'm delighted to share with you today the history and development of our compassion cycle and the Leading Out of Drama framework. Our early thinking on the topic of drama was published in my first book, Beyond Drama, Transcending Energy Vampires. And then as we further developed our model, the full framework and all of the background in our Leading Out of Drama framework is captured in my second book, Conflict Without Casualties, a field guide for leading with compassionate accountability. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the highlights from Chapter 5 in Conflict Without Casualties about the inspiration and development of our framework and how it came to be, along with some of the significant discoveries along the way. We have always been fans of Cartman's drama triangle, one of the most elegant and powerful models of negative conflict and miscommunication. Cartman also proposed a healthy alternative, the compassion triangle. We taught this for several years to identify healthy alternatives to drama. Over time, we noticed that our clients consistently struggled with the label of vulnerable as the alternative to victim. In most business settings, vulnerable is perceived as weak and exposed. This presented a barrier for our clients. So, in 2012, we began the first step in creating the Leading Out of Drama and Compassion Cycle framework. We replaced vulnerable with open to provide a less culturally loaded and more accessible word. This immediately increased buy-in from training participants and opened up new possibilities for expanding how people create a safe space that encourages compassionate interactions. In 2013, we published Beyond Drama, Transcending Energy Vampires, our first book describing our research and discoveries around drama and compassion. This was the first time that open was presented as an alternative to vulnerable. In Beyond Drama, we also proposed the formula for compassionate conflict. Over time, we discovered several flaws in this formula, and it was later replaced with ORPO. Next Element has been training interpersonal behavioral communication skills for many years. In this context, conflict is framed as negative, usually involving miscommunication and distress behavior. But one question kept coming up. What about conflict outside of distress? This invited us to ask the question, can there be positive, healthy conflict? This led to our realization in 2013 that conflict isn't inherently negative. The second step in the development of LOD was to define conflict as a gap between what we want and what we are experiencing at any point in time. This gap is neither good nor bad, but the emotional energy generated in the gap can be spent in productive or unproductive ways. Our new definition of conflict quickly led to the third significant development of LOD. Also in 2013, we formally defined drama and compassion, both as a process of struggling. The energy of conflict can be used in drama to struggle against ourselves or each other to feel justified about our negative behavior, or to struggle with each other in a spirit of dignity to generate positive outcomes. Our new conceptualizations of conflict, drama, and compassion continue to offer transformational perspectives that allow breakthrough changes in behavior for our clients. Closely following our new definitions of drama and compassion, we developed and validated the first online drama resilience assessment in 2014. Quantifying people's drama risks and compassion potentials in one profile allowed for greater personal insight, outcomes tracking, and goal setting. It also added credibility to the model since the concepts could now be measured. As we continued to teach the compassion triangle, we saw opportunities to evolve the model for greater impact. The triangle imagery implies corners, codependent relationships, resistance to change, and instability. These are all contrary to the concept and practice of compassion. In 2014, while researching historic patterns of change and disruption, including the rise and fall of civilizations, I postulated that the three compassion skills don't relate to each other in a triangle, but rather as a cycle with a direction. This image fully supported the nature of compassion as having the qualities of balance, unity, interdependence, and rhythm. This discovery was first described in Chapter 5 of my second book, Conflict Without Casualties. As soon as we developed the compassion cycle, we realized that it belonged inside the drama triangle. not separate. This was necessary to show the relationship between the two, that drama is about going to our corners, getting stuck, and behaving in codependent and destructive ways, while compassion is a process of getting centered and balanced and interacting with ourselves and others in safe, curious, and consistent ways. This fifth step in the development of LOD in 2014 completed the framework that we teach today. It provided a dynamic visual representation of all the model's components and allowed a kinesthetic framework for teaching and practicing the skills using visual props. This development also set the stage for an improved drama resilience assessment. Our goal for LOD was always to have a model that met three criteria. First, it must be so simple and elegant that it can be shared with someone in a matter of minutes. Second, it must be so intuitive that people can immediately see themselves in a new way. And finally, it must be so practical that anyone can use it to change their behavior and their future. As we began to experiment with the new LOD model, we discovered innate principles and rules. We didn't invent them, we discovered them. Just like gravity, we discovered that if these rules are ignored or violated, predictable negative consequences will happen. If respected and followed, we learned that the compassion cycle could be used to achieve remarkably better outcomes in a range of challenging situations. These rules are outlined in the LOD Core Concepts course and in the book Conflict Without Casualties. In 2014, we clarified the three behavioral strategies for each of the three compassion skills, further enhancing the impact of the compassion cycle. These are taught in all of our LOD courses. By applying the rules of the compassion cycle, we then accomplished perhaps our most significant breakthrough, the formula for compassionate accountability. Starting in 2014, ORPO immediately transformed how we were able to engage conflict productively. Our clients who used ORPO had dramatic breakthroughs in their communication. With ORPO, we had discovered the key to positive, productive conflict. We had finally reconciled compassion and accountability and shown how they could coexist without any compromises. ORPO is a simple but extremely powerful behavioral communication template for applying the compassion cycle in a wide range of situations. Beyond theory, ORPO is a practical, observable, and repeatable communication strategy that anyone can learn. Along with ORPO, we then refined the three behavioral strategies for each of the compassion skills. Encouraged by the positive impact that LOD was having with our clients, we developed a Train the Trainer program and certified our first LOD providers in 2014. We now support a global network of certified LOD professionals bringing compassionate accountability to thousands of people every year. The more we used the model, the more we discovered. Choices to Move guided people to recognize key decision steps along the compassion cycle. This was instrumental in applying our model for coaching, which led to the development of the Match and Move strategy for coaching compassionate accountability. The discovery of leading indicators revealed observable behaviors as a person slips from the compassion cycle into the drama triangle. Our model also clarified the dynamics behind common relationship and communication problems, which we developed into drama-based helping and drama allies and adversaries. Recognizing the versatility of LOD and responding to requests from our customers, we developed 4 applications of LOD to specific leadership and workplace challenges. This curriculum was released in 2015 as the LOD Application Pack. By 2016, we had a strong base of experience and outcomes research to validate the impact of LOD and formalize what we had determined to be the most effective, repeatable, and durable aspects of the model. So, in 2016, we self-published Conflict Without Casualties, a field guide for leading with compassionate accountability. Conflict Without Casualties is the definitive reference manual for LOD. Also in 2016, we updated the Drama Resilience Assessment to be consistent with our visual model. I want to thank Edith Doche, an LOD provider in the Netherlands, for suggesting this upgrade during an LOD training program in Amsterdam. While exhibiting and presenting at the Association for Talent Development International Conference and Expo in 2016, we were approached by Barrett Kohler Publishers to publish Conflict Without Casualties, which was released in 2017. Over the last decade, we have published numerous articles in leading industry publications and appeared on a variety of media outlets describing how the principles of compassionate accountability can transform workplace culture and equip leaders to make positive impact in everything from inclusion to engagement, customer service to sales. Any area of personal or professional life can be enhanced with compassionate accountability. Thank you for your interest in leading out of drama, and I wish you many, many years of sharing compassionate accountability with the world.